that it is 8 a.m. my time. But welcome to my long stream, oh dear lord, of Chrono Trigger. This is obviously going to be something new. I've never done this sort of thing before, so pardon me if I'm a little nervous about it. But what I'm going to be doing, at least the plan, is to, assuming that I'm able to hold up, play through the game today. I'm going to be doing so, as I mentioned, with power characters, so shouldn't be too tough for most of it. Yeah, so that's the idea. I'm going to be using the characters that I took through my LP, which you see are going to be chosen from the first file here. So level low to mid 50s thereabouts. So shouldn't be too hard for most of it. But at the same time, though, it's going to be an endurance test more than anything else. So figure we shall go ahead and get started. And I am, well, you know what? It's not really going to be that much of an issue for most of the game. So I'll go ahead and do active mode. Although generally when I've played, I've actually done wait mode. All right, I guess. And thanks for coming in, Fez, or Zelda Lord, or however, I don't know. It's good to see you here, of course. And I guess what I'll do is I'll go ahead and stick with keeping Chrono. But I will give you guys, or anybody else who happens to come in, I think I'll give y'all the opportunity to name some of the other characters just to give some good flavor to the playthrough here. And I don't know, I guess I just wanted to, especially when I was a kid, I wanted to, Mr. 12,340, okay, fine, thank you, Mr. Smarty Pants. It's good to see your humor as well in play this morning. But yeah, I guess especially when I was a kid playing this game, I just wanted to have some time to think before I made a decision. So, yeah, good morning! Well, funny you should say that. Alright, so we have probably one of the more iconic beginnings in video games, especially as Mama walks over and opens up the windows here. I find it interesting when I'm playing through this game that the game itself actually riffs on the opening a couple of times. Well, at least twice. I think more than that, actually. But I know at least one of the extra endings refers to it. And then, of course, it actually refers to it during the game itself at a certain point. I think after Magus' Castle, I believe. So, it's nice. Yeah, that's how all JRPGs should start. Wake up! Wake up! Get up, you idiot! So, yep. So, of course, we get to watch our mom very slowly leave the room. And then we wake up and give ourselves a nice big stretch. And we are Chrono. So, well, I'll go ahead and get him equipped out here. I have Chrono at level 58. So even without equipping all of my Uber gear, I would be able to pretty fairly take care of this area. But I'm going to equip my Uber gear. Let's see. I know the Moon Armor is better in regards to just overall defense, but I'm going to equip the Nova just because I like to go ahead and have my status protected. And hey, Ereticus, thanks for coming in. Glad you could join me, at least for a little bit anyway. If you haven't been, or haven't had the chance to look at the, let's see, I always put on Frenzy Band, that's right. If you haven't had the chance to look at the forums, what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be playing through all day. And, oh Lord, I hope I have the energy to do it. But, we'll see. Alright, yeah, that inventor friend. Okay, well, folks, here's your first opportunity to name a character in the game. Now, while I'm waiting for you guys, I guess, to give me some name choices here, if you watched any of the episodes of my Chrono Trigger Let's Play that started a year ago, which is what I'm commemorating, I know I pronounced her name incorrectly, because I know the canonical pronunciation is Luca. For whatever reason, when I was a kid, I always said Lucia, so that's how I pronounced it when I did my LP, and didn't hear any complaints, but then again, that's because people I didn't really have anybody watching them at that point. But, yeah. So, Blight. Oh, Lord. Oh, great. Let's see. Yeah, la la la. Oh, God. I'm going to have Suikoden 2 in my brain the whole time if I do that. Will it even fit, though? Let's see. Blig. I don't think it's going to fit. I don't know. I could name her Blig, but then, well, it just, I don't know. It looked funny, but we'll go with it. Alright, so Lucia, your name is now Blig. Oh boy, this is going to be interesting. Alright. I figure I'm probably not... I was thinking about whether I was going to narrate the text or not. I don't think I'm going to narrate it all that much, just because, I mean, a lot of the folks who will be watching have probably already seen the game or played the game, or maybe even know it better than I do, which is certainly possible. But, now I am at least going to give my opinions and discussions of, Bly's house, or Bliz's house, I don't know. I give my thoughts on salient plot points and what have yous. I don't remember if there's actually anything here at this point, except we get to talk to Bliz's mother, who is kind of bitter. Poor Laura. So, yeah, okay. Yeah, the invention of Blizz Industries. And it's all Bliz's fault that Chrono Cross happened, kinda. But, yeah, I think we'll leave that discussion there. I'm going to at least just pick up the treasures here in the Mayor's Manor. Not that it really matters, but, you know, figure, might as well grab them while they're sort of sitting out in the open and take me about 2 minutes to do it. I know, I suspect both of you guys have played this already, so I won't talk too much about the Mayor's house, but it is basically the intro area of the game to, basically to tutor for all the things that you need to know in regards to combat and such. Now, a couple of things I am going to go ahead and do to save time for later is I'm going to go ahead and go down to Pore and... Oh, you've only played it 10 times. Show off. Okay, well, yeah, the Mayor's house then is your original... It's basically the tutorial area. It'll teach you about certain aspects of combat, about line attacks and area of effect attacks and such. So that's pretty much what that is. You can get a little bit of extra money if you talk to some folks there, but I've got... Oh, Lord, I don't have all my money. Huh. For some reason, I thought my money carried over. Oh, well. Money's not going to be that big of a deal, but it does mean, though, I'm not going to be able to buy the... I'm not going to be able to buy the jerky right yet, unless I sell stuff, which... Let's see... No, let's go. I don't want to sell... Let's see, Brave Sword. Actually, I guess... Well, I can sell one of these swords. I think the Rune Blade is the one I'm going to end up selling, just to get some good capital here. Because I've got... Let's see, let me check these out real quick. Okay, well, I could sell either the Rune Sword or the Demon Hit. I'll sell the Rune Blade, just to open up a little bit of space, because these are both Frog's weapons. And I'm probably going to be using the Brave Sword until he gets the Mass Immune. And then the game kind of requires me to use the Mass Immune, so... Alright, let's see. Well, actually, I guess now that I've sold the sword, I can go ahead over to the Snail Stop. Where are you, Snail Stop? There you go. Alright. Give me my jerky! Give me my jerky, and you're selling it for way too freaking much, but I'll take it anyway. Thank you. Alright. Mostly, these two towns are pretty much just introducing you to the game. One thing that you do see with this is you can ask the I forget what he is, the koala, to play yourself some different music if you feel like it. It'll last as long as you're in here, basically. Yeah, I think when I played Chrono Trigger originally, that's how I pronounced it too, is Masamune. And I don't know why I changed it to, or why I started pronouncing it Masamune. I think it's because of other, I don't remember, it's been way too long. One thing I will mention, Retiquus, the mayor here, or the elder here, first off, if you act like a chicken, you get some money. And he actually will come into play much later in the game. Not in a huge way, but in one of the side quests, you'll be able to do something with him. So, in fact, that's why I went ahead and bought the jerky, because that has to do with his side quest. Alright, I think I will wait to go through the forest until after we're done with the stuff in Leene Square. Alright, I don't really think these need to be visited, do they? No, they just talk about stuff. The setting, in essence, that we have here is... the whole idea of the game is we're in Guardia, the 33rd king of Guardia, and the kingdom is 1,000 years old. We're celebrating the millennium, the kingdom's millennium, which is why they're calling it the Millennial Fair. Yeah, this isn't Lucagen's stream. Well, I am also not nearly as tart as Lucagen. Now, I've seen some of her stuff with the Runaway Guys, and I don't know. I'm just not a huge fan, I guess. It's just not quite my thing. Alright, some things that I will note here. I am going to go ahead and talk to this gentleman. Actually, no, I need to wait to talk to him. I'm going to go ahead and head up here, because what the game wants us really to do is go up to the foreground here and whack, run into her. And Marley ends up smacking her bum before she goes and checks on Chrono. Now, this is the first moment where you can influence an event that happens later in the game. If you want to go Black Hat, then you go grab the pendant first. If you want to go White Hat and be the good guy, you talk to her first. Yeah, I believe I do. Yeah, you talk to her first, and that shows that you're more concerned about her than the pendant, which is the good thing to do. Then take it back to her and don't run off with it, or don't try to run off with it. If you say no here, it will lead toward you being considered guilty, so go ahead and give it back to her. And, well, she wants a tour guide. Yay! Yeah, I think it'll be alright if you walk around with us. So, jump, Marley, jump! And she covers my face while she's jumping. Now, she is the second character in the game. Her default name is Marley. So, now, to ye who wish to do some naming, go forth and name, or give some opportunities for naming. I'm going to show off her skills whenever we get everything taken care of with this. She is very much a... well, I guess you can't really say long distance type, because there's not quite that sort of thing in this game. But she's a bow user, and she is water magic. Chrono is very much short range and lightning magic. And so I generally, as far as water users go, I actually prefer a later character. Generally because the later character can attack better than Marley can, but still, she's good, especially in a pinch. And she definitely carries her weight in the early game, at least. Aqua, okay. Alright, well, first off, I forget how to move the cursor. Just do that to delete it. Alright, so, Milady Aqua. Later, Marley's only good for haste. And even then, after you get done with that, why did it give her the extra space? Crap, okay. Well, she's going to have an extra space. Well, after you get the haste rings and the haste helmets, you pretty much don't even need that. Let me go ahead and show off some text. I have gotten all of the single text for each of the characters, but I discovered as I was playing back through to do the extra endings, I had not actually discovered all the double text, just because I hadn't played with some characters enough to do it. So, yeah, I've already got basically the best stuff for each of the characters, which is going to make things a little bit less challenging. Well, okay, I'm playing at level 54 and 58. It's going to make it much less challenging. But at any rate, moving on here, if you're looking for the white hat ending, do not eat the lunch. You don't really need to anyway, because, well, if you need healing, Chrono's house is about 2 or 3 minutes away. And also, while you're doing that, if you want to be the good guy, talk to the kitty cat and start walking him over. Because there is a young lady on the other side of the square who wants her kitty back. I don't know that this is necessary to get the jurors to acquit you, but it certainly helps in regards to you looking better. So, you talk to her, yay! Alright, so, kitty hops up there. You can do a mini game here, I'll just show it real quick. The soda guzzling contest, aka, how good are you at button mashing? And the answer is, I'm not all that great, so, button mash, button mash, button mash, yes, I make strange sounds when I button mash. I actually did better at that than I thought I would. Huh. Well, I think that might be my best showing in the game. I'll have to check. But, hey, 7 ain't that bad. I think the max you can get is actually 8. Another thing I will note briefly, you can go over here, and if you start pushing the different buttons, you can do these little dances that, just sort of to the prehistoric music tune. Not really much else here, but I just thought it worth showing off. You broke the A button on your DS? Wow. That takes some doing there. Now, the question is, if you broke it, did you at least manage to get all 8 cans? Because I don't think I ever have, actually. Alright, now this is the guy I'm going to be abusing for a little bit. Because I want to go ahead and get the silver points so that I can go ahead and get Chrono's clone. And I think that takes 40, or it's either 40 or 60, I forget which. But this is Gato. Basically, he's intended to be your first experience of combat. But I'm level 58, so I beat him in one blow every time. Now, if you battle this and you go ahead and if you get the screen up here, you can actually lose the silver points you get. If you run out of here before it makes that little sound, you lose the points. I actually have managed to do that before. I'm not quite sure how, but I have managed to do it. So, yay me, I guess. And yes, I know robots have feelings. And the ones that I will be fighting much, much later in the game are going to take it out on me for beating him up. But still, it's necessary. We need those points. So, and besides, he never tarnishes or anything, so it's a pretty good machine that Blig, God, I gotta get used to calling her something other than Lucia, that she built. I'm gonna go ahead and get 60 points. Oh, you got all 8. Okay, well that's good. It's always nice to see. Yep, more points, more points. I believe it's 60. I think it's the middle of the 3 games, if I'm not mistaken. And I will, and Redicus, I'll show you what I'm talking about in a minute as far as the games go. Because there are a few games that you can actually play. This is the easiest and best way to get silver points. A, because, well, it's the only one that gets you a decent amount of silver points that's not just entirely up to chance. And B, you get experience for doing it, especially if you're playing through this to begin with. It definitely comes in handy. Alright, so that should be sufficient, I think. Alright, I just want to double check. If you ever want to double check how many silver points you've got, you can talk to this guy and he'll tell you. No, I'm not exchanging anything, thank you very much. Alright, so, go down here, and another thing you can do as far as influencing how the verdict goes in your trial, I've kind of spoiled it a bit already, but what you can do is talk to Melchior. And I'm going to go ahead and go in just to queue this up because there's nothing I'm interested in buying, but when you get out and you have her in the party, you'll cue a little extra scene, which has him asking about the necklace. Now, if you want to go Black Hat and get thrown in jail, then you say yes, you'll try. If you don't want to go Black Hat, if you want to go White Hat, say no. And then, well, that's that. Alrighty, so let's go ahead and go into the Tent of Horrors, which, honestly, I really hope I do better at this minigame than I did when I was a kid, which was awful. Alright, see you in a bit, or see you whenever you come back. Welcome to Norstein Beckler's, what is it, Show of Horrors, or Game of Horrors, or something like that. Oh, it's 40 points. Okay, never mind. Oh, God. Oh, here goes nothing. For whatever reason, I've never been that good at this game. Alright, so I got the surprise immediately. Alright. Sorry, I'm trying to concentrate now. Got it. Good. Yes. Whew. Yay. I got Chrono's clone the first time. Ah, okay. Well, that takes a load off. All right. Sorry. I mean, I know I'm definitely much older than when I played this game as a kid, but that game still stresses me out a bit. All right. Now, I will also note, Ereticus, I'm not sure if you're back yet, but I will also note that you can keep replaying that game and get extra clones, which will go into various locations in the game. I've never actually done that, but yeah, there is that too. And yeah, you can beat the game without the clone, but it does lead to something... wait, I need to go down here and talk to this lady. It does lead to something big later in the game if you... whether you get it or not, it influences the direction of the game in a lot of ways, or in one big way. Yay, they made another crazy invention, and hopefully it won't blow up. Now, you got to talk to her here to cue the next sequence of events, so go ahead and head up here. And... wait, I want to get some candy! Now, if you want to go Black Hat, you try to run away. If you go White Hat, just don't do anything until she starts talking again, and then you're good to go. Alrighty, so, if I am not mistaken, I think I have gotten everything to do a perfect acquittal, if I'm not mistaken, because I've gotten the cat, I haven't eaten the lunch, I didn't run away, I didn't try to sell her pendant, I went after her first and then got the pendant, so I should be good to go as far as that goes, I think. Alright, so we have Tabin and Blee ready to go. Oh boy. Okay. And, of course, they've got the warp here, which is the whole point of the game, or at least the cue of the first major event in the game. It's the masterwork of my beautiful daughter, Bly. Or Bleh. We'll go with Bly, I guess. Nellie, as in Nellie Bly. Although I spelled that wrong if we wanted to go for that. Of course, we can talk to folks around here, but what we really need to do is talk to Bly here. Of course, I do have the twinkling star over there to signify you being able to go straight to the final boss of the game if I felt like it, but that's not what I'm aiming to do. So, hello. Yeah, nobody, everybody thinks it's going to blow up on them. But of course, Chrono is ye old, typical JRPG, hey, I'm going to do everything for the good of everybody. hero. So, go ahead and head in here. And, wonder of wonders, the machine worked. Well, yeah, you do get the best ending by fighting him now, but I'm planning on going through the whole game, not just showing off Lavos. And then, of course, Tame was like, oh my god, I can't believe it. It worked! It actually worked! Alright, so, hello, Marley / Aqua. And apparently, Aqua is a cute girl, although I guess the picture would sort of suggest to some degree otherwise. Yeah, I may have lost a molecule or two, but it works, darn it! And I've got a finger placed somewhere on my waist, and, you know, a toe up near my shoulder, but whatever, who's counting? And then, just to stress the fact that apparently she is beautiful, they say it again in about 2 minutes after the first time. Unfortunately, what nobody realizes is the pendant that is around Aqua's neck apparently isn't going to cooperate with this little experiment of theirs. And instead of getting warped to the other telepod, well, the machine completely freaks out. And yes, the ominous music to signify ominous stuff happening. And then Aqua gets sucked away into a warp to who the heck knows where. Now, I do have to wonder, as the folks are shuffling out, they don't seem to be panicked. I mean, they're just kind of sitting there strolling away like, oh, well, whatever, this happens every day. A girl just disappears into nothing and, yeah, okay, whatever, let's go about our business. Yeah, pay no attention to the girl behind the curtains. Yeah, no kidding. Yeah, whatever, she just got whisked off. We can just go play the rest of our games here. I know I've seen her somewhere. Yeah, in much more formal dress, as it turns out. So, now, of course, what we are supposed to do is go up and grab the pendant, because we're heroes and we're going to go after her, dang it. Now, that does lead to something of a plot hole, I guess, because she wears the pendant and then she gets whisked off and the pendant stays here. However, when you take it, well, actually, I think it does stay here too, but I don't remember exactly. And yeah, absolutely. This is definitely really good music. I mean, pretty much the whole soundtrack is good, with a couple of minor exceptions. But everything, it generally runs really well. The sound is nice. I mean, there's a reason that they called this the Dream Team, the folks that worked on it, or the folks that worked with it. Now, for whatever reason, the pendant seems to go with him, as best we can tell. And it doesn't show it on the screen that it's gone, or that it's, you know, wherever it is. But one could be given to assume that the pendant does stay behind, because otherwise Lucia wouldn't be able to follow him, or Bly wouldn't be able to follow him, I should say. Alrighty, so we show up in, well, we don't know where the heck we are, and we try to leave, and we get enemies. But, fortunately, they're not very tough at all, so well, they're kind of tough if you're playing for the first time, but I mean, I'm not, so yeah, it's not gonna be much. And I love the sound of him hitting that critical attack. Luminary. Yeah, I could do that. I figured I'd take him out with a sword this time at least. Now, as far as I'm aware, this is the only other mandatory battle in this forest, if I'm not mistaken. So, alright, let's Luminare him! If I get the chance. Unless they both attack first and then they die because I've got 80% counter. Overkill to the extreme. Yep. Alright, then we've got treasure over here, which this is an area we don't go back to in the present, so it's safe to pick up the treasure in this area. Alright, let's see. Yeah, we got these guys playing soccer, and I think I'll just leave them to their little game. Now, in the game's lexicon, we don't know where we are yet. We've got to actually talk to people to find out. Yep, we are in the year 600 AD, and we have lost 12 kings in the span of about 2 minutes. Alright, I don't really think I need to bother with much else except to point out, just coming in through here, you've got, actually, you do have something that takes place here. So, I think, yeah, here he is. Okay. The gentleman walking up to the bar right now is one of the more important NPCs in the game, Toma the Explorer. So I'll go ahead and, well, buy him cider because it's a square game and it's a teenage game, or a everyone game, so you couldn't actually have any hard stuff. Now, Toma mentions that the queen went missing and then they found her. That is going to be plot relevant in a minute. You've also got this nice box up here, which we can't do anything with, because they'll talk to it, or you'll talk to the box, and mentions if you can open it. Well, that is true. I forgot, this is the same Squaresoft that published Treasure Hunter G, where everybody has weird sprites and weird attacks, and then Bahamut Lagoon, where one character has a fixation with eating a bunch of mushrooms of dubious quality, and another character is pretty strongly, or well, actually the same character is strongly thought to be gay, as in, you know, not just out of the closet, flying out of the closet. Alright, yeah, we just need to go ahead and go to Guardia Forest right now, and I'm going to employ my best knowledge of the enemy avoidance tricks here. This is about the only place where I actually knew how to avoid all the enemies in this game. Go figure. But even if I didn't know how to correctly, it wouldn't have mattered all that much. I think there are only 2 or 3 battles in this forest anyway. So go ahead and skip past that and head into Le Casal. Halt! It's a spiky-headed dude. Yeah. This kid would never show us your stamp collection. Wow. You know it's the 90s when they're talking about stamp collections. There's 6? Okay. Queen Leene! I do have to admit, I like the way that they did, it's unusual to point out a pose, but I do like the way they did the pose there, just because you can tell, the way that it's structured, you can tell she's just sort of looking down her nose at them, very imperiously, and it shakes them into line. But the giggle at the end kind of gives, to some degree, gives things away a little bit. Yep, our 16-year-old queen, hey. I mean, heck, there have been kings that have been babies when they were kings, so, you know, there's that. And if you wanted to rest at any point, this is a good place to do it right now. Later, that's not going to be available. But at the same time, it's still a good place to rest for the moment. Alright, now they're of course gathering together because they're wanting to fight mages. And this guy's referring to Sir Cyrus, who is also an NPC that will have some play in the game, although not directly. And then, let's see, other way I think is the cook's area, is the kitchen. Yeah, the kitchen here. You can also actually rest, technically here too, sit in that chair right there, and then they'll bring you food. Okay, yeah, there was a treasure chest here, that's what I thought. Okay, probably shouldn't have opened that yet, since you can actually get that treasure also in the present, but oh well. The fact that the treasure's there, or I'm not really going to need the treasures that much. Yeah, the Knights of the Square table, although I think the table's rectangular, I don't know. The cook actually down on that other side is also an NPC of minor importance a little bit later in the game. But he's not a huge personality, but he'll come into play too. Hello. Let's chat with the old king and watch the Chancellor walk off curiously. Of course, the whole idea of the missing coral pin will come into play in a minute too. Please rest in the Knight's quarters. No, thank you. I actually want to pursue old Chancellor here, because he's a sneaky character, and I'm going to leave that treasure for later. There's the secret treasure there. Yes, that Chancellor. Jump. I gotta say, that guy's got some hops. I mean, he probably just jumped, what, 10 to 15 feet? Just because we snuck up behind him? I mean, man alive, that guy's got some legs on him. Alright, yeah, I'll leave that treasure too. Alrighty, so go ahead and go downstairs, and Leene actually went to the other side, so she is over this way. Alright, and let's see, let's go, yeah, we got another treasure there, which I think this one is the one that's locked. No, this one's not the one that's locked, okay, crap. Oh well, not a big deal, it's just a tonic. Yeah, I mean, you can get the chests here. It's just, I choose not to get it because you can get the duplicate treasure in the present, if I'm not mistaken. Hello, Queenie. Please leave us. Come nearer. Giggle. Hee hee hee. Oh, yeah, okay. Don't think taking the chest here reflects. I don't know, I've heard otherwise. So, you know, even if they don't, I can still blah, 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 blah. I can go, I mean, we'll be going back here a few times in the playthrough, so there'll be plenty of opportunities. And yes, the truth is revealed. It's Aqua! But everybody thinks that she's Leene because, well, they look precisely alike. And yes, we just knew each other for about 10 minutes and it started by you literally running into me, but you're still a good guy, old buddy, old pal. Oh, yes, it's Aqua Space. I still don't know how that space worked its way in. Yeah, I forgot how to delete characters. And then, uh-oh, everything goes south and north and east and west at the same time. Help me! No! And she literally dissolves apart. Ruh-roh. And then we just calmly walk out of here, and we can talk to the ladies here. You were polite, of course. You didn't do anything funny, did you? Well, yes. Ooh, we can't let this juicy tidbit out. Yeah, I watched her disappear. Not good. Alright, so instead of Chrono acting really shocked or anything, he just runs the heck out of the castle and bumps into Bly. Did you find the girl? Sorta. I knew I recognized her, and you should too, you doofus, if you follow political affairs. I've not played the DS version. I've only played the SNES version. So yeah, I only really have experience with Woolsey's translation, and I love what he did with some of the names. That's really what got me as far as when I LP'd the game. Excuse me. She's a member of the royal family. She's Princess Nadia. Holy crap! Surprise face. And I love how they showed the baby's animation. Cough, cough. Grow up. Grow up. Baby! That always cracked me up when I played this game. I'm going, okay. The Knights of the Square Table, yeah. Well, it's funny because I think what Woolsey did, especially when he translated Chrono Trigger, was he added a lot of religious symbolism into, especially in the names of some of the bosses or some of the main characters of the game. But now we get to see, if Queen Leene is killed, everybody just poof, there they go. And the gremlin is left, sticking his tongue out at us. Aqua, space, will simply disappear. But if we can save Leene, then we get her back. Yay! So yeah, we get to save a queen. And save a princess. And equip Bly. Now, I went ahead and gave her the Wonder Shot, although, God, my best other weapon's the Shockwave, which is not good. Let's see, let me go ahead and give her the... Wow, okay, the Hide Cap. Her default equipment has about as much defense as... Does it? Oh, no, it doesn't. God, no, it doesn't. Okay, never mind. Jeez, I don't know what I was looking at. But let's see. Yeah, I've got the prism helm and the prism dress. And then, I don't remember what I gave her. I think I gave her... let's see. I think I gave her... Yeah, I think I gave her a silver stud. Or did I give her gold stud? Do I even have a gold stud? Yeah, I do. Okay. Well, I think I gave her a silver stud. And then gave Aqua/Marley the gold stud. Now... Lucia, or Bly, is slow as dirt. You gotta get multiple speed tabs to her for her to be really much of anything in the early going of the game. Otherwise, oh boy. Alright, so we just gotta run out of here and, well, go back to the forest again. Yay! Alrighty, so our first major mission of the game now takes place because, well, we get to... Dang it! Wrong pixel, crap. Oh well, that's okay. I can at least show off Flare. Flare! Go away! And watch you get sliced in half. Just threw everything onto Chrono. Yeah. I mean, I've had other people kind of remonstrate me for the way that I apply my status items. Because I like to try to balance out my characters as best I can. I don't know, it's just how I play. So, but yeah, I know a lot of people who will do that too. Alrighty, so we get the convent full of all sorts of lovely nuns who want a piece of the world, teehee. And then we get you use some food and a place to rest. Har har, har har. And apparently you gotta talk at it and not on top of it. You found the coral pin! Yep. Alrighty, so we get the, Naga Eds. Okay, I'm gonna use this time to go ahead and do a dual tech. Fire sword, duh. I'm trying to get all of them. Oh well, that's not gonna work. Anyway, let's go ahead and do, uh-oh, well that took the wind out of that sail. So who's it gonna attack then? Okay, it's gonna attack them, so it'll hit 2 of them. Or just hit 1 of them. But 45, 40, Jesus. Burn them all! Well, apparently, if they keep attacking Chrono, he's just gonna slash them all to death, so... And then, even though we're level mid to late 50s, we get ambushed. Right. Did I try out the Crisis Arm? I don't think I ever... Well, I may have. The thing with that is, the reason I'm not a big fan of the Crisis Arm is because it is so mercurial. Because you can go from being uber to being crap by losing 9 hit points. So, it's definitely... It's a high risk, high reward sort of thing. But, I don't know. I'm just not a big fan of it. One of the things I can say, though, in regards to the difference between the SNES and DS versions, is they made Frog's text normal. Which I don't like. Part of his appeal is the fact that he talks like he's somebody from the Middle Ages of Europe, even though nobody else, even in his era, talks like that. So, I don't know. Just a thought on my end, I guess. It's a frog. Oh no! It's a talking frog. My guise doth not incur thy trust. Alright, yes, you shall save the queen. You don't seem like a bad person frog thing. Let's go with the frog. I always wonder what happened if you hit refuse, but I'm not gonna risk that. I'll just have to handle it or deal with him, yeah. Alright, well, okay, Fez, or Zelda, or whatever you prefer being called. Name the amphibian! Yee. Of course, I could just go, yeah, there we go. I was about to say I could just go, Toad route. Toad will do. Nice to meet you, Toad! Of course, I think us naming him Toad actually will make a couple of lines in the game funnier. We hit the piano, we talk to the piano again, and... Blah, 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 boom! Hello, door. And then we just kind of walk through it nonchalantly like, oh, gee, no problem there, huh? Alright, let's see. Let me go around here first. Grab la treasure. Alright, and yay, enemy skip. Now, I think, let's see, this one, I don't think I can skip it because I get all the treasures and then it's going to, let's see, I think the treasure that's really going to cue it is here. Yep. Hey everyone, they're stealing our bromide. So we're going to kill them. Except not. Alright, Sir Frogs, I forgot to give you new equipment, but that's okay. We're going to just go ahead and water to you all to death anyway. Dang, I didn't think that would do 2 grand. Wow. Okay, yeah, I would expect it probably was. Alright, now... For Frog, I'm going to go ahead and give him... Okay, yeah, the Brave Sword is the best of the swords he has. And then, yeah, let's go ahead and lock status and give him the Moon Armor. And then, let's see... What did I don't forget what I gave him. I may have given him... Well, for most of the game, I end up giving him the giving him the hero medal for obvious reason. I'm actually going to go ahead and give him the prism specs just to max out his attack, or his attack strength. Hey Nico, thanks for coming in. Glad you could join us. I am in the first major castle area of Chrono Trigger, so we've been going for a little under an hour. Yay! You're humans! Yay! Run away, troops! Well, actually, I don't think they leave. Alright, but let's go ahead and pick up the power tab while we're here. Okay. Which, are you... Okay, blah. Let me recompose the question. Are you enjoying the game, or have you... Crap. Actually, I don't think I could avoid that if I was going to go up the staircase anyway, so big whoop. But, have you played Abyss? I guess, is this first time playing Abyss, or have you done it before? Okay, good. That does help. That actually gets his strength pretty much right on the same level as Chrono's with the Brave Sword. Alright, and now we get to talk to all the monsters. Although they think we're in disguise. I love that. Alright, let's see. I think after you talk with them... And yep, there's the hint. Hehe. Now the queen's captive and the castle's in an uproar. Yay! And they apparently eat humans. Hooray. Alright. And now the whole point of that guy is he basically shows us where Magus' statue is. Which is up here. Now, I'm just going to get the treasure, I think, and not talk to them, because they are actually enemies in disguise. And I think if I don't talk to them, I may not have to worry about fighting them. Around the point where you unlock the Mystic Arts. Okay, so you're right around Ketterberg, then. Because that's generally the point where I got it, actually, is when I got to Ketterberg, is when I hit level 40. And then that's when those open up. Okay. And yes, absolutely. Well, both games are good, really. But Chrono Trigger is one of my favorite games of all time. And that was why I chose to do it as an LP the first time, when I started making videos last year. It's level 30. Is it 30? I don't know why I thought it was 40. Okay, well, never mind. Alright, so we get to roll up here, and there's Magus. Magus. I always pronounced it Magus, so I don't know. That's how I'll stick with it. And now let me sneak out. Yes, thank you. Now let me sneak out of here. Crap. Oh well. I wasn't sure I'd be able to. Alrighty. So I guess we can just go ahead and take these guys out quickly enough. Nico, I am playing this as powered characters, so these guys should be pretty much easy pickings for me. But normally, when you're playing through normally, these guys will be sort of tough. Just because you're just beginning, you're just learning techs and what have you. Okay, well, you say this is your second favorite game. I assume game number 1 would be Legend of Dragoon. I would think, anyway. But yeah, Nico, if you get the chance to play this, I would recommend it highly. It is an excellent game. And wow, I managed to sneak past all of them. Sweet. Okay, now, this doesn't really do anything right now. We gotta wait until we can lower the spikes. Oh, huh. Okay, I don't think I realized that, actually. Whee! When I played the first time. Oh, okay. Interesting. I didn't realize that. And then, of course, we hit that skeleton, and it doesn't do anything for us, as it turns out. Alright. I believe you actually have to read this note. Oh, well, you have to read it to at least know what's going on. Alright, come on, and skip you! There we go. Alright, now this battle, I don't think I'll be able to skip. But we'll see. Oh, wow, actually I did. Sweet. No, not sweet. Okay. Then we go in here, and we got to fight these guys. But hey, I mean, yeah, I don't think I ever made an official list of my favorite games, and I'm just going to Luminaire these guys to death. Goodbye. Okay. Well, actually, this one is still a... Oh my god, 7,200 damage, Jesus. This actually is one of the better games to do it, because it's not all that hard, and we got to talk to the piano again to open up that other door. It actually does kind of ease you into it a bit. So, I mean, it's... Yeah, if you're not that good at those types of games, I understand. I mean, there's some games that I'm just flat out awful at. But, yeah, this is an excellent game. So if you get the chance, or if you have the time to, I would strongly recommend you go back and play it. Try hard enough and you will find a way in. Well, we kind of did already, thanks. Alright, now, rush past you guys, rush past you, and I'm gonna have to fight y'all. Crap. I didn't rush fast enough. Oh well. Let's see. Big machine boss with aliens. Yeah, you're probably talking about the Guardian in the Bids, I would think. Is... excuse me. We'll be running across him in a few hours, I think. Oh, sorry. Good grief. Okay. So we took care of that. And prepare yourself, Queen Leene. Oh no! You! How dare you! Or how did you get in here? Toad! Yep, run away, Queenie. Although, I've got to say, I didn't kill hardly anybody in the dungeon. So how do they expect her to get back? Just out of curiosity. No one will leave here alive. It's time you jumped off this mortal coil. Definitely a Woolsey line. Absolutely a Woolsey line. Who else would say that? Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, definitely. That, if you want to make... no, that's not it. If you want to make some of the lines in the game really funny, then yeah, Name Frog is true name. True form, change into one ugly SOB. Yakra! The 12th, I think. Nope, just Yakra. Okay, the subtitled Yakra comes later. And I'm gonna go ahead and Delta Storm this boy. The end. So yes, by our powers combined, I am the winner! Yeah, this is New Game Plus. I wanted to do so because I wanted to be able, hopefully, to beat this in one sitting, is the idea. Of course, the fact that I'm an hour in and I've only gotten this far doesn't really bode well for that, but I don't know, we'll see. Alright, of course, we need to pick up the treasure, including the kidnapped Chancellor. Although, I've got to say, those Chancellors must have amazing flexibility because, well, he fit into that! I mean, goodness gracious. Fortunately, whenever we cue that scene, they warp us straight back to the castle, which is nice. That no good Yakra. We must create a criminal justice system to deal with this. And there's your first kicker. Samus can turn into a ball. This is true, but she's got a fancy... Well, never mind. A machine wouldn't help her in that aspect, I guess. Oh no, I have disgraced thee. Frog Toad! According to game theory, that's a lie. Oh, game theory. Oh yeah, Nadia! Yep, we gotta go fetch the princess back. So, just out of curiosity, if game theory calls it a lie, then what do they say about it? Yay! It was awful. Cold, dark, and lonely. Oi. Princess Nadia? Yep, you sort of got caught out. Excuse me. Now, one thing I will say about one of the versions of this game I owned was the PlayStation anthologies, and those load times were rough. Especially when you were playing through a game like this, like you mentioned, didn't have any loading times. Oh, yeah. That's true. Fortunately, though, I mean, it does need a loading screen, but the loading screens don't take that long, so there is that, at least. If you had known my identity, you wouldn't have shown me around the fair, right? Wrong! Oh, Chrono! And yeah, the PS version, or the PlayStation version, was rough. I mean, well, yeah, I mean, it's a little irritating that... It's a little irritating that you do have so many load screens in Abyss, but, I mean, they could be a lot worse, so there is that. The Saturn version of Symphony of the Night had load times. Load times meaning for every region or every screen? Because if it's every screen, as much as you move around in that game, oh my lord. And Frog or Toad ever hard on himself. Eek! Ha! Yep. Well, it's good reason her resemblance to the Queen is uncanny. Because they related. Okay, every region. That could be tolerable at least. Froggy, yeah. And then he gets his actual character name, Frog, there. Okay, so basically all we gotta do now is, well, head out of here and go back home. Alright, and let's see if I can sneak through here without queuing a battle like I did last time. Crap! I think I just need to go the other way, actually. Oh well, not that big of a deal. I'll be able to take them out easily enough. Unless, well, that still killed him. Wow. And did I... Oh, I never did equip Marley, did I? Or re-equip her, or what have you. But, okay, let's fix that problem. Yeah, I never did equip her. Wow, shame on me. Alright, well, that's good. And we've got Aeon Suit for her. And then I think I gave her the gold. Yeah, I gave her the gold stud. Oh yeah, it is really nice the way that they loaded that up. It makes it flow much better. Alright, so I'm gonna go ahead and head in here. And once I think once I get back to the present, I'm gonna save briefly just to... Can I skip this? Can I skip? No, I can't. Crap. Well, actually, technically, you can get one of the alternate endings before you beat the game. If well, as far as I'm aware anyway, if you manage to beat powered up Lavos in the castle, or in the Ocean Palace, I believe you can actually get one of the alternate endings before you technically beat the game. Yeah, exactly. Well, we have this handy little gate that just popped up out of nowhere. That's how we get home. Please, call me Aqua Space. Well then, Aqua Space, observe! The gate key! Sorry if I seem tired, guys. I went to bed early last night with the anticipation of doing this, but I couldn't get... I didn't sleep very well last night, I'm afraid, so... Yeah, I'm a little fatigued, I fear. Well, what you see with the endings, actually, I went through... If you want to get a look at the alternate endings, I actually have them as my final LP episodes in that series. They are, some of them, they're all different, I guess. Some of them, you can tell some of them were given more care than others. Because, really, I think the best ending is the first one. Or is the first one you can get, which is the one you can actually get, like he's mentioning, you can fight the final boss in 5 minutes. Yeah, alternate realities would be a better way of putting it. So, yay, we have a gate key that we can use. Oh god, one of them is incredibly... I think you're talking about people... Are you talking about People of the Times? The one where you just have the screen, and then the characters are just... The character sprites are just kind of running through the credits? Yeah, that's it. Yeah, that's People of the Times. And now here is... To some degree, a question that will come into play later in the game is, who made the gates? Why are they here? What purpose do they have, basically? And that's been something that has been theorized. I know one of the game theory videos were the events of Chrono Trigger, basically Chrono as some sort of god reliving his life, which is just weird. But, I don't know. I never watched it, so I don't know the details of it. So, yay, we have returned! Yes, come home with me to the castle, where interesting things are about to happen.